Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and let's talk about Eric July because the Rippaverse is doing his thing or whatever, and Comicsgate, all of those people, it's getting kind of annoying. I don't really pay attention to it, but because I follow Eric July and because I do follow the Rippaverse or whatever, sometimes a lot of anti-Eric July stuff pops in my feed when I'm not really looking for it or looking at it. And I just gotta be like, Jesus Christ, this is aggravating as hell. And normally I don't really comment on it, but the reason why I want to comment on this particular is because Zaylan, What Kills Must Die, book is coming out or whatever. I guess they're doing the campaign is getting completed. They printed the books out or whatever, and it's going out. And I guess with the printing presses or whatever, and even though they checked, the team checked or whatever, Eric and them still noticed that some of them were messed up after getting sent out or something like that, or they noticed the few of them weren't correct or something like that. And it's like a page alignment or something like that. But mistakes can happen. No matter how thorough you are, you can always make a mistake. And what I don't like is how I'm seeing all of these people who don't like Eric July or whatever doing this concern trolling or whatever, and talking about how unprofessional is he when he should have already knew before. Like, you see how lazy his team is, how terrible the books are or whatever. And I'm sorry, I have most of Eric July's Rippaverse books, right? And I'm gonna tell you, I've never had issue of when I turn a page it tears. I never have a problem where it gets that little bent out a little thing or whatever. I've never had that kind of, the paper doesn't feel cheap or whatever compared to the DC Marvel books, Image, Dynamite books that, I when I turn a page rip, you know what I'm saying? Or there's a decoloration or something like that. No, you know what I mean? Like, we get all those issues, and we never hear Marvel, DC, or them really coming out of nowhere and like saying like, hey, we made a mistake or whatever, and we're just being transparent about it. If you see something, return it, and if not, we'll give you 60% discount on, or give you a discount or whatever. We never really see that with the comic book industry, because the comic book industry always want to be like, it is what it is, fuck it. Like, sometimes a lot of these papers, especially Marvel, I don't know, to me, especially Marvel comic books feel like they've been printed on fucking toilet paper. Like, and I'm talking about like 1-ply toilet paper. If you know, you know, okay? But I just find it kind of funny. I'm just like, so we're upset that they shipped out something that, even though you got people like at the warehouse who are also, because see, some people are like, oh, it's very unprofessional or whatever and stuff like that. And honestly, what he showed really wasn't all that big of a deal. It really wasn't all that big. You really wouldn't notice it unless you were really trying to find something. You get what I'm saying? It really wasn't all that big of a deal. You get what I mean? And again, this going back to other companies. I have had their books, their reprints or whatever, some of the pages are alignment are off or whatever and stuff like that. Sometimes they print the little thing too, so when they staple the page together, you can't see the other words, some of the dialogue that it's saying. It happens to the best of us, but I don't never see several videos of Shane Davis, your boy Zach, Just Some Guy, what's the other ones? Ethan Van Sciver, Katie, whatever, whatever the fuck the bitch name is. I don't know who half of these people names are. I'm just trying to go from what I'm seeing right now on the feed or whatever. And I'm talking about, like, it's not even just like one video. It is several videos. Like, Jesus, my God, get a fucking life, y'all. Because I never see y'all do any of that for DC and Marvel. I'm not seeing y'all doing that with DC, Marvel, Image, or anything. And then I see some people in there talking about. I think I saw one guy who was talking about, oh yeah, I worked with Eric July for like 1 year, and he's very unprofessional, and his books are terrible, and he always rushing out something or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like you're fucking lying, because ain't no way in God's name could you have and then say what the hell you just said. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just feel like the concern trolling is getting kind of ridiculous, and I get it. But to me, instead of y'all because it's the same thing as like when I got on about Godhood comics and Black Sands and the like, you know, some of the black comic book artists who was like also trying to downplay Eric July's success, and I'm just like, but he did the work. As much as y'all want to hate or whatever, he's doing the work. And are there going to be mistakes? Of course. Is every story going to be great? No. And for y'all to even think that, it's like, hello, Image, DC, Marvel, Top Cow, you know, all of these other publishers, not every story they release is good. So what the fuck you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all mad because the man's making some money, and because you don't like the books that he's producing or whatever, you feel like, oh, they're just slop, and it's his cultists who's liking this shit because truthfully it's not that great or whatever. And it's just like, but it might not be good to you, but y'all are acting like he's doing that bullshit that that comic books industry in general do, where they like take care of you for a long time and completely bastardize them. You get what I'm saying? Well, can I tell you that it's sometimes some of the writing might be off, of course, but I feel like that's for everybody, right? Could some of the art moments be a little bit better? Of course. Could some characters not deserve a book? Of course. And I think Eric knows that. You know what I'm saying? So he's one person, and he created this massive universe. Most people can't even do that. I mean, hell, again, a lot of y'all that I used to kind of respect or whatever, a lot of you bitches ain't even got issue 3 of your book out. And then your comic book pages ain't even that damn long to be invested in. Like, you are literally still doing floppies, right? You're still doing floppies, and then you're still trying to want us to pay like $25, $15 for less than 30 pages of what? Of what? And then takes another year and a half or whatever. Like, no, y'all gotta figure out something. Y'all better go the way of the manga, or you better go the way of what Eric July is doing. Like, y'all gotta figure out something. But this concern trolling going on YouTube, making constant videos attacking him, is kind of a turnoff. So even if I was believing y'all, you doing this every week, every day, constantly, how can I support y'all when y'all not even, at least if you were doing it, at least you could be at the same level as him, or close to it. You get what I'm saying? So like when you see Ethan Van Sciver, Shane Davis, or a few of them, they should have about 10 of their books out, right? Or close to the same amount as Eric have, right? While also finishing up their campaigns, not constantly, we're still going back or whatever. And as I remember a few of y'all, when y'all did have comic books or whatever, and y'all got the books back, and you looked over and you saw errors, or some of your books did get shipped out, and then you had people on social media let you know, like, hey, there was an error or whatever. And some of y'all, I've seen y'all be concerned about the eras of your books or whatever, but Eric July is not allowed to, you know what I'm saying? And you're trying to say, oh, it's very unprofessional or whatever and stuff like that. But no, what he's doing is he's showing his fan base that they matter, that they're important to listen to. A lot of y'all don't even do that. A lot of y'all want to call your fans names, talk all that trash, do the same thing that DC, Marvel, and the rest of them have been doing for years, and then get mad and confused on why people like Eric July is winning or getting more people all the time, whether they care about comic books or not. They still supporting him. You get what I'm saying? Compared to like, okay, he goes to a convention, y'all go to a convention, the same convention, right? But he's getting more interaction than y'all, and then you wonder why, and then you make a video complaining about him. All that's going to do is just build up his fan base more, because Eric's not going online saying that, hey, all y'all from Comicsgate, you suck. You get what I'm saying? I mean, he could, but what's the point? And he stopped doing it. So he's focusing on making books. Like he's releasing more books, which means more money, which means more productivity. You get what I'm saying? More fans are coming in. You get what I mean? Like he's growing his own universe. You guys aren't even doing that. Half of y'all are still on your third character in your universe, and we still ain't got nowhere with them. You get what I'm saying? And then a lot of y'all are talking about it, but I know more about Eric July stuff than I know you guys' stuff, because y'all keep going online and bashing this man's work all the damn time. And then y'all talk about, oh, but I got a comic book. Oh, okay. What's it about? Because you barely talk about it. All you keep talking about is you go on a whole live stream or you go and make a video constantly attacking this man, but I don't know anything about y'all shit. I'm just being honest. Like, I really don't really know much about a lot of you guys' shit, because y'all keep going online talking about Eric July first. Like, who the fuck does that? Like, you think I'm going to get online and complain about DC and Marvel when I knew I had a comic book of my own that I'm trying to get you guys to read? Like, wouldn't that be crazy? Like, could you imagine? Y'all be like, damn, Shannon, we don't know. Like, damn, we don't know nothing about your characters. We only know about DC and Marvel. You know what I'm saying? But luckily, I'm not writing a book or drawing a book, so you ain't got to worry about all that. But what I'm saying is, if I was, I would want you to focus. I would want to constantly throw my characters in your face. You get what I'm saying? I would constantly want to throw a little bit of story so it get you interested. You know what I mean? That's what I would do. But that's just me, personally. But constantly going on doing this concern trolling, to me, I just find it weird. And it's kind of crazy, because I don't really go and look for anti-Eric July whatever stuff. So it's kind of weird that not Instagram, but YouTube is throwing it in my face, and I'm like, where the fuck all these damn channels come from? Like, oh, I clicked on Rippaverse, like, because I follow Eric July, and I follow, like, because he made new videos about his comic books or whatever, right? And I'm like, okay, cool, click on it, watch it or whatever, and then later on, I get all this anti-Eric July channel stuff, and I'm like, where the fuck this shit come from? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it is so weird. It is weird, but I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there. But like I said, you guys, y'all need to do better. Do better. Do better. Be better. But those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, everybody.